Who is this actually good for? Who should skip it, and is it worth the price for a regular everyday buyer? If you're the type who loves a gadget that promises to replace a whole vanity shelf, you might be curious. If you're skeptical because the last all-in-one device you bought left you with half-used attachments and a dented budget, you're probably wondering whether you'll end up in the same spot. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've spent the past few weeks actually setting up the 15in1 Hydro Oxygen device from HF Hydrofacial Store, watching a handful of tutorial videos, and reading the few comments that do exist on the page. The hesitation I felt at first was real. There are dozens of at-home facial tools that promise glow, tighten pores, or even infuse oxygen, yet most of them turn out to be a single-function wand with a pricey claim. The risk with a 15in1 machine is twofold. You could be paying for a jack-of-all-trades that's a master of none, or you could end up with a device that's too complicated to fit into a daily routine. Those are the exact concerns I wanted to test before recommending anything. First, let's talk about the category itself. At-home skincare devices have exploded over the last few years, from LED masks to microcurrent pens, and the market is now saturated with single-purpose tools. The appeal of a multifunction machine is obvious. You save counter space, you avoid buying separate chargers and storage cases, and the price point can sometimes be lower than the sum of all the individual gadgets. But the trade-off is usually either a compromise on performance or a steeper learning curve. The 15in1 Hydro Oxygen device tries to sidestep that by bundling a skin camera, hydro oxygen infusion, and a menu of 15 different beauty modes into one unit with a touchscreen interface that claims to be user-centric. So who should actually consider buying it? If you're already into tracking your skin health, the integrated camera is a genuine convenience. I used it on day one to take a baseline photo, then revisited the same lighting setup every few weeks. The visual comparison gave me a clear sense of whether a particular mode, say, the deep pore cleanse, was making a difference. People who love data-driven beauty routines will appreciate that feature. The device also shines for folks who enjoy rotating treatments. The ability to switch from a gentle oxygen boost before a big meeting to a more intensive collagen-stimulating mode after a workout means you can tailor the session to your day's needs without swapping devices. If you have a vanity that's already crowded with a serum dispenser, a LED mask, and a microcurrent pen, consolidating them into one sleek unit can actually free up space and reduce the clutter of chargers. On the other side, there are clear reasons to walk away. If you have very sensitive skin or a history of reacting to active ingredients, the hydro-oxygen infusion may feel too intense, especially because you can't isolate the oxygen component from the other treatment modes without purchasing separate accessories. The device does not come with a built-in safety lock for the more aggressive modes, so you'll need to be disciplined about following the recommended duration. Also, if you're only looking for a single function, say, just a LED light for acne, you'll likely get better results and a lower price point from a dedicated tool rather than paying for a machine that offers 14 other capabilities you'll never use. Finally, the price tag sits in the mid to high range for at-home beauty tech, which makes it a tougher sell for casual users who only treat their skin a few times a week. Now, onto the practical strengths I observed during real-world use. The biggest win was the ease of switching modes. The touchscreen menu is organized by category, cleanse, lift, nourish, etc., and a quick tap takes you from a 5-minute oxygen mist to a 12-minute microcurrent lift without having to power down. That fluidity felt like it genuinely saved me time during my morning routine. The hydro-oxygen boost itself is surprisingly soothing. A fine mist of oxygenated water lands on the skin, giving a brief cooling sensation that feels like a mini spa. For anyone who's rushed to a big presentation, that little burst of freshness can be a confidence booster. The skin camera, while not a professional-grade DSLR, is more than a novelty. Because it's built into the device, you don't have to set up a separate phone or ring light to get a consistent picture. I found it useful for monitoring acne flare-ups. After a week of using the anti-blemish mode, the before and after images showed a subtle reduction in redness, which helped me decide to keep that mode in my rotation. The camera also serves as a reminder not to skip days. Seeing the same spots reappear if you neglect treatment nudges you to stay consistent. Versatility is another strength, but it comes with a hidden trade-off. The more functions you have, the more you have to understand about each one. The user manual is comprehensive, but it's thick enough that I spent a couple of